Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we're taking a look at Fatekeeper. Now, Fatekeeper is in early access and will cost you £8.99, and you will get roughly, depending on your abilities of course, 2 hours of gameplay out of it. So bear that in mind before jumping in. The completed game, which is well over a year away, probably about a year and a half, is touted to be around 15 hours. So, you know, if you jump in early and you get 2 hours and then you get another 13 to add on to it later on, I think that's not a bad deal personally. But, you know, I am an old hand at early access games, so that sort of stuff doesn't really bother me. But if you're used to just buying a game and wanting to play the game, it's just be aware that it's more of an enhanced demo at this stage. But how does it play? It plays okay, I'd say. It's basically, if you remember, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, and I guess kind of Skyrim-y, yeah. But it very much harkens back to Dark Messiah. In the fact that you've got a kick, it's first person, hack and slash gameplay, you've got a light attack, you've got a heavy attack, kick, a block, and a dodge. And that's primarily what you're going to be doing. There are spells in it. I don't think they're very well represented in the demo. I think magic will become better later in the game, because you end up with quite a small mana pool, and once that's gone, unless you've taken upgrades in the spell casting tree, there's no way of refilling it. Outside of potions and stuff like that, it won't sort of naturally regenerate. So the skills, you do earn skills as you level up. You get 1 point per level, and the skills themselves aren't bad, but what at least the demo does is once you've picked a tree, it locks you into that tree. You cannot then select a different tree. So I'm normally going with melee, because I like to increase the weapon speed, because if you're able to hit somebody before they hit you, it kind of like interrupts their attack. So, you know, obviously I want to be doing that. It's a lesson I learned from MMA and boxing games. But you've got the other ones, which are magic, health, and potion crafting. Potion crafting is interesting. You find cauldrons, you pick up ingredients all over the place. That's mostly what you'll be picking up. There are a few weapons here and there. I haven't actually found any different armor, but there are different weapons. And rings. You have 8 slots for rings, which is nice, considering like some games will give you like between 2 and 4, but you've got 8, so you can really pack your fists full of passively buffing rings and things like that. The potion crafting, so you go to the cauldron and you can craft potions or basic oils, so you can have beneficial potions and then deleterious oils that you can coat your weapons with. It will tell you both what they do. Some of the ingredients will be deleterious to you, so you want to avoid putting that in potions. For instance, there's one that would just apply poison, which is good on a sword, not so good in a potion. Know what I mean? So let's not do that. There are other ingredients that will just increase the efficacy of the other ingredients it's with, or it will make the effects of the potion oil last longer. So that's how you get all your healing done as well. There is one spot where you can go to heal, but it's only in like a tutorial sort of arena type thing. Outside of that, you're down to your potions or dying. Dying will do it as well. One slightly worse thing than Dark Messiah Might and Magic is in that game you had a dark, seductive demoness in your brain. It was like the proverbial devil in your ear. This time you've got like a rat that speaks to you. And you know, I like rats. I have pet rats. Some are arseholes, but they're all cute. This rat is not cute. He's very much a cross between like a rat and like a traditional cartoon image of a nasty, filthy rat. But he's on your side and he talks to you, and you know, some of the interactions are actually quite humorous. There's a part where you're looking down a hole wondering if you can jump down it, and he's like, "You're not thinking of jumping, are you?" And you're like, "No," and you just grab him, throw him down, and then you're a splash, and so you jump in. You use basically him to test out whether you'll survive or not. It's a little bit of an arsehole move, but it was quite funny when he did it. Came out the blue a little bit. So that's good. The combat itself, there are problems with it. Certainly clipping problems. So there was an instance where two orcs or goblins, they're sort of orky goblin type enemies, were stood below with like their crude wooden spears, and I was stood on sort of above them, and it was kind of a step, but it was their height, and they were able to actually stab me with their spear through the floor, through the stone floor, which I didn't appreciate. So I had to go down and sort them out. But I was like, what's hitting me? I thought maybe there was like an archer or something, which the range guys are pretty annoying. I'll get onto that. So I'm looking for an archer, and then I noticed one stabbed me in time with like the damage I was like, you bastards! Stab me through the bloody stone floor. There are archers and rock slingers who will damage you from afar. They are not pleasant to deal with because you cannot block them, you can only avoid them. And you don't use shields. There are enemies that have shields, they drop them when they die, you cannot pick them up and use them though. You're basically down to either one-handed or two-handed weapons. Obviously, you can choose whichever you want. They have different benefits, where you will find different weapons that have different stats and will do different things. You have ones that are like got fire damage, or ones that have poison damage, stuff like that. And as I said earlier, you can apply oils to them as well to make them better. Most of it is clubs, axes, and greatswords. You will find daggers as well, but that's most of the weapons you'll be dealing with, whether it's one-handed or two-handed varieties. So yeah, I mean, it's only a 2-hour experience so far, so I don't expect to see everything in the game. As I say, I didn't find any additional armor to use. Just use the armor you had, or at least if I did, I can't remember doing so. It is a fun experience, and let's face it, it's lovely. It's done in Unreal Engine 5, so there is some compiling with shaders at the start. It's not the most egregious wait for compiling I've ever experienced, but it is there. And you may say what you want about Unreal Engine 5, like sometimes it can be unoptimized, it has to compile, blah blah blah, but it is capable of producing some stunning vistas, and here it's being used to good effect. Which is super weird because the team developing this are 13 people strong, which is just hats off to you lads. That's an amazing achievement. It is being published by THQ Nordic though, who are obviously one of the big boys, but the studio themselves are quite small, which I guess means, you know, this is why it's gone into early access, so they can get some money to finish the game off, I would guess, which is usually the case with early access. But as it stands now, it's got a really good bedrock for improvement. The combat's a little janky. I'd like to see it be a bit smoother. Everything costs a lot of stamina. Maybe they can reduce that. Some shields to prevent archers and stone throwers from just mullering me would be nice. And there are a lot of difficulty spikes. The first one is basically when you meet the archers first time, and they're miles away from you. So if you don't have enough mana to like whittle them down with your weak ass fireballs or other things, then you kind of just got to avoid, and they're mixed up with like melee guys that are attacking you as well. So you're trying to deal with the melee guys, you're getting shot. Once you've dealt with the melee guys, you then need to avoid the arrows and sort of follow the paths around until you finally get to them, and then attack them up there. That was a bit of a difficulty spike. And then the bosses. There are 2 in the game so far. They are relatively formidable. I had trouble with them both. You really need to learn their patterns. They will, because it won't just be like, oh okay, that I need to dodge the attack. Normally there'll be like an attack, and then there'll be a follow-up move even if he misses you. So you just need to be aware of it. You will learn the pattern eventually and get the timing down. But they are challenging, and I died a lot of times, especially against the first boss. That he was very abusive, and he would summon extra mobs to attack you as well. So you're not just trying to deal with a super tough boss, He does a ton of damage. He's got quite a good variety of attacks that you're trying to figure out, but you're also getting whipped by these little fuckers that you need to take out in order to concentrate on the boss, and he will summon several waves of them as well. I say waves, but there's like 1 or 2 in each, so they're annoying, but they're not overpowering. But yeah, the bosses are difficulty spikes as well, so I don't know, maybe sort of have a more consistent difficulty sort of curve. But I mean, it's the first 2 hours of the game, it's early access, they've got a lot of work to do, so you know, I assume this will come later. But overall, I was perfectly happy to spend like £9 or £8, whichever it was, to play 2 hours of this game. It's a decent experience, even just wandering around. I mean, it's fairly linear. There are a few side paths you can take to like find some extra stuff. Most of the time, it's just ingredients for potion crafting. So, and like, obviously, that's something you do want to do. The potions are a little bit less convenient than they could be, because as you like put different ingredients in, so you make a healing potion, but like the different ingredients might give you back different amounts of health, and then you might buff it with an extra ingredient, and for each different one it stacks it as a different potion, which, you know, okay, but then it means you have 4 belt slots which you can like use as for hotkeys, so you can quickly quaff a potion, stuff like that. But it takes quite a while to quaff a potions. Doing it in combat's not great anyway. But it is possible if you're clever enough and skilled enough and quick enough and all of that. But yeah, so you've got all these potions in your backpack, all these separate stacks, and you've got 4 quick slots. And if you want to use your oils in combat, you've got to put those in as well. So yeah, it's not ideal. You do have 2 weapon slots which you can switch between with C. Which I found out halfway through capturing the footage, because I just equipped the weapon I wanted previously, and then I couldn't work out how to get... I just switched my fists and was having to beat people to death rather than hit them with my big sword. So I was kind of like, what is this? In the inventory, I could see there was like a switch weapon sort of loadout button. I didn't realise what the key press was that did it though, so it's C. In case you're wondering, there you are. But yeah, it's an interesting looking an early access game. A game that has tremendous potential. I think there is a lot to be done, and hopefully they can really stick the landing. But I'm pleased with what they've done so far. If you're coming to it looking for a deep experience in terms of the world, it's not really there yet. There's some notes that you can read, and the rack gives you some exposition, and the loading screens between levels, there's a voiced over part which will give you information as well, but it's really sort of bare bones, and it does feel like, oh, he's just telling me about where I'm going. I don't know anything about the larger world. I don't even really know what I'm doing, who I am. I'm some sort of sentinel, I think is the term. And I'm fighting goblins at the moment, but there's a nasty guy that teleports out, and then you fight later, and it's just like, it's not there if you're looking for like the world and like something to immerse yourself in, like Skyrim or Cyberpunk, something like that, where it's got all of that rich backstory and you learn organically about a lot of it through gameplay. None of that's in there, and that 15 hours, it's probably not going to be that heavy as well. There'll probably be a lot more sort of reading scattered around the place that will fill in the gaps as to what's going on, what's happening, and I imagine there'll be a few more cutscenes as well as you go. But I don't think it's ever going to be like really story intensive. Maybe it's in story intensive as the original Destiny, you know, when you had to go and get a separate app to learn about it. But probably not that bad, to be fair. But yeah, it's not that kind of game. This is very much based around the gameplay from what I've seen so far. And it could change, but 15 hours seems like a short window in order to like give you that amount of depth. So I think they'd be better served just to polish the combat and the gameplay and just give you more of it with some more variety in enemies, armor, weapons, that sort of thing, and sort the skills out. I don't know why it locks when you've picked one. Maybe it's because it knows you've only got 2 hours and like spreading skills around is stupid over 2 hours. Maybe that's why it locks. But certainly in the game it better not lock. That's ridiculous, because you want to do a balanced build, at least outside of challenges. So you give yourself a little bit more health and give yourself a bit more weapon power and get your mana regenerating, for instance, things like that, you know. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm not mad at paying £9 for what I've played there, and I would recommend it. I mean, it's only 2 to 5 hours. I won't say how long it took me to finish it, but if you're good, it's going to be about 2 hours, I would say. If you pick it up nice and quick, yeah, you should blow through it pretty quick. So the bosses, it took me most of the time, just dying repeatedly over and over, and learning how to deal with enemy types as they turned up, really. I mean, it was only a few of them, but obviously just having fought melee guys and being trained at melee guys to then deal with archers was a bit different. One nice thing is the arrows do stick in you a little while, so you wander around looking down and there's a bit of a pincushiony thing going on. But I would recommend for this price. And certainly, year and a half later, 15-hour game, you get access to it for £8 that you paid, now. And it's a banger. I probably consider that a win, because like a lot of the time, early access games, when they release, their price goes up. So, if you're happy, I mean, early access games as a rule, if you don't know, when you buy into them, you could be paying for what you're getting there. I've paid into a number of early access games and they've just been abandoned. They've taken the money and run. And I don't think it'll be the case here, because THQ Nordic is publishing it and will obviously be putting their foot up their asses to get them going and keep them on target. So I don't think that's a risk. But you never know, so as long as you're happy with what you're purchasing when you purchase an early access game, then, do it. If you're only purchasing it to get in at the end game, maybe give it a while. Like when they announce an actual sort of 1.0 release date, maybe get in then and hope they haven't raised the price by that point. But yeah, always buy early access if you're happy with what you're getting right then. If you think it's too expensive for what you're getting right then, hold off until the available gameplay is there for you to feel comfortable. Just my 10 cents of worthless advice for you there. Anyway guys, that's it for this week. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.